Welcome to the Budh International Circuit, where Suzuki is showing us both of their new machines, the updated 155, the gixxer SF, and the brand new gixxer 250. Let's find out what they're like. India's best racetrack and a brand new motorcycle. This is the life, right? So the gixxer SF250 is brand new, starting from the engine. It's a 249cc single, 4 valves, SOHC, but they've got oil cooling that is so efficient that the engine doesn't need cooling fins, and it's a configuration that I've never seen before. That engine sits in a frame which is familiar. It's the 155's frame, but with a fatter down tube. So they say that the chassis has more strength. It also therefore adds a little bit of weight. That is slung into this new bodywork. It's a very different design from what we've seen from Suzuki. There is no stickering. These matte paints, those are the 250s. The shiny paints are the 155s. It's an interesting looking motorcycle to be sure, although I can't say that this is a very interesting design and I'm a fan. I do like the headlights though. Behind the headlights, of course, are the new meters, LCD dash, similar functionality to before, but it's a completely new design. I actually rather like it. New clip-on bars, and that plus dual channel ABS is the package. What's the gixxer SF250 like to ride? Well, no major surprises. We know this frame and we were expecting an alert, agile and nimble motorcycle that it is. There is a sense of weight. This bike is 16 kilos heavier than the 155 and you do feel it. At the racetrack, obviously it gets in your way. On the street, I don't think it's going to be so much of an issue. The brakes work really well, but if you're braking really hard and the ABS comes on, you do get the sense that maybe the suspension could have been a little bit stiffer to absorb that kind of force. Outside of that, no obvious issues with ride quality. The handling is nice and accurate. You can't really use the tires to the fullest. They are grippy MRFs, but the suspension setup and the foot pegs are in a position where when you lean over the motorcycle, the foot peg will go down, your knee will go down, and still you're not able to get to the edge of the tires. But overall, for the intent of this motorcycle, which is to be a street motorcycle, some people might take it touring, they've got the package more or less nailed. The one thing that I would say Suzuki could have done better is to keep the sense of involvement that the 155 gives you, which unfortunately is a little bit weaker on the 250. Did someone say involvement? The gixxer 155 still, even in this shape, is just such a nice motorcycle to ride. Ridden back to back with the 250, obviously you can sense the lack of power, and you basically open the gas, you're already in 4th gear in some of the faster corners here and not much happens. But when the corner actually arrives, you discover you don't have to brake, you just flick it onto its side and it carries that corner speed, and it generally feels like we're riding hard and we're having fun, yay. It's that sense of enjoyment that I think the 250 lacks, and I think primarily it has to do with the environment. It's just too large a racetrack for this, but even in that, the 155 just shines. So still, with all of this bodywork, and I have to say, maybe Suzuki should have given different styling for the different motorcycles, because if I were a 250 owner and I realized that the 150 guy also has the same styling, I would feel a little shortchanged. But that aside, this to me still remains the most involving of the 150s you can buy today. You cannot not have fun at the racetrack, and I've had a reasonably good day out with these two. The 155, I love it. It retains all the qualities we like about that motorcycle, and it's wrapped up in this new bodywork. Is this a good-looking motorcycle? I think there's going to be a little bit of debate on that. But the spark, the sense of involvement that we love about the 155 is very much still there, and that's 1.1 lakh rupees ex-showroom. As an aside, Suzuki has said that not only is this fuel injected and that fuel injected, all BS6 Suzukis in India will be fuel injected. The new bike in town, of course, is the 250, and it's an interesting evolution of the idea of the gixxer. It uses its extra weight well. The engine definitely has more power. At the end of the straight, you're going 40 kilometers an hour faster. So in the real world, in an average user's hand, I would imagine that this would be a more mature, a more versatile motorcycle. The question I keep coming back to, and I don't clearly have an answer because I've only ridden at the BIC, which is a specific environment, is do we really want Suzuki's gixxers to be more mature and versatile motorcycles, or do we want them to be a little bit more fun? Because the spark that makes this motorcycle come alive is a little bit weak with the 250. Do let us know what you think of these two motorcycles. Like, comment and subscribe. And thank you for watching Power Drift. Did someone say involvement? Well, hello involvement.